Just I guess what's your concern level, right now with the team? I mean, just now you guys, have sort of wasted everything that you did in that month of December, your first 14 games, and kind of skid into the break now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would say the last 2 games we did, but we won. We had 3 out of 4 coming into that, and we had a 3-game win streak. So to me, I think it's, the guys got to get some rest and they got to reset. But I can tell you for sure when we get back that some of these attention to detail things without the puck are going to be addressed day one. And that's to me, there's a little bit of time now where you can come through and do some preparation over the break and when we come back. But if we're good in those areas where you give yourself a chance to win games, but it's that attention to detail and that mindset. And I think some certain things can be addressed, when we get back. We have a couple days of practice before we play, which I think is important, and we'll certainly get to those.
Does it feel like that runway to change that is getting shorter? Like these are kind of plump opportunities right in front of you. Who knows if they keep showing up, if they keep happening.
Yeah, well, you have to make them. Like when we get back, obviously we all know the shorter the season gets. The more urgent you need to get points, particularly in our situation. So, that's what we'll focus on. And then to get those points, it's also not about just getting them. I think there's some valuable lessons here in the last 2 games that cost us points. And lots of times that needs to be addressed, but we didn't get away with it. And that's where the learning has to come in, and not just the learning, the action when we're called upon in those situations, understanding that part of the game and those situations are critical and they need to be executed at the right time.
So how much of what you want to change coming out of the break is between the ears versus execution on the ice? I mean, is it a mix then?
I think it's a little bit of both. There has to be, the last 2 games we didn't execute as well as we needed to, but to me, I think when you get in games, like we played in 2 tight games, but I think when you look at the goals that were scored, right? Like we had good looks, their goalie made saves. They had good looks and our goalie made some big saves. But when you look at the goals that cost us, they're preventable. They're not great plays that are made by the other team. There's a specific lack of attention to detail that winds up in the back of your net. And that's the difference a lot of times between winning and losing tight games.
So like on these tip goals, it's just the box out, it's wrapping up the stick, something, or is it before it gets to that point?
It's before it gets to that point.
Okay.
That play in the corner, that's what you were working on basically on Friday, right? When they popped.
Yeah, the unfortunate part was, we got beat on it on not just the one play, but, even our first goal was a coming into D-zone coverage. And then there's a guy the puck bounces one way, we don't have the layer of defense. So unfortunately, it happened against Nashville. We had an opportunity to practice it and address it. We did that, and then it wasn't good enough tonight. And that's got to be a strong focal point coming in. You learn different things about your team as you go through, and I think that some of those components have to be tighter and more automatic. And it's one thing to get up and out of your zone and play fast and execute with the puck, but there's also situations where from your blue line in, that's the detail you need to play with, the structure you need to play with, not guesswork. But offense you can guess and read, and there's a little bit more freedom there. But when you're called upon to defend from your blue line in, it's not guesswork, it's attention to detail and structure.